Parshat Balak is one of the juiciest Torah portions in the Book of Numbers, Bamidbar, full of political intrigue, divine comedy, prophetic poetry, and yes, a talking donkey. It's like the Torah briefly turned into a surrealist political thriller. Here's the quick overview, followed by some deeper insights, especially from a Torah-centric and Talmudic perspective. The name of this Parsha, Balak, who is the king of Moab. He sees the Israelites steamrolling their way through Canaanite kings and panics. He hires the pagan prophet Balaam, or Bilam, to curse Israel. Balaam is known as a spiritual mercenary selling his prophetic services to the highest bidder, but he insists to the king he can only say what Elohim tells him to say. Balaam rides out on his donkey, but his donkey sees a malach, or divinely sent messenger, blocking the path and refuses to move. Balaam beats the poor beast until the donkey speaks to him. Yep, the Torah just went full-on Dr. Dolittle. Balaam finally gets the memo when he sees the messenger himself, and the prophet for hire goes to curse Israel 3 times, but each time, blessings come out instead, including the famous, Ma tovu ohaleka Yaakov, mishkenoteka Yisrael. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Numbers 24:5. Frustrated, the king, Balak, sends Balaam packing. But then, in a dark twist, Israel falls into sin with the Moabite women, following after Esav's sinful behavior, and worse, some begin worshipping Baal Peor. So, of course, a plague breaks out. We humans are kind of stupid at times. Don't worry, though, a hero named Pincus will clean that up in the next week's Parsha. Now let's break this down into deeper themes and insights. First of all, the Torah reveals Balak and Balaam's fear of the unknown. Balak's paranoia reflects an age-old political truth. Fear leads leaders to make bad decisions. The Talmud in Sanhedrin 105b teaches that Balaam was a wicked man who sought to harm Israel, but Hashem twisted his words into blessings. This is a classic Gamzu Latova moment. What was meant for evil is turned for good. However, and of interest to our study of this Parsha, we are led to ask an important question. Does Balaam's prophecy give us a glimpse of Mashiach or the Messiah? The answer is a resounding yes. Numbers 24:17 contains a messianic prophecy. A star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Many of our sages of blessed memory, including Rashi and the Rambam, see this as an allusion to King David and perhaps Mashiach in the far future. Others, like Rabbi Akiva in early 1st century CE, saw it as applying to Bar Kokhba, who led a semi-successful 3-year revolt against Rome, but he and the rabbi were fully defeated by Roman general Sextus Julius Severus in 135 CE, leading to dashed hopes and mass deportation of Jews out of Israel and being scattered throughout the world, which lasted for over 2,000 years until May 1948 CE, when Israel once again took back the Promised Land and will never again be dispersed. Let's get to the fun part of this Parsha, and the one that has fascinated people for generations, the talking donkey. What's that all about? Midrash and Talmud in Avot 5:6 say the donkey's voice was created at twilight before the first Shabbat as one of the 10 pre-created miracles. It's not just a weird story. It shows that animals sometimes see spiritual realities humans ignore. Balaam, supposedly a seer, is blind to what his donkey clearly sees. What's the takeaway? Don't underestimate the humble and don't overestimate the experts. Another huge theme we see from this Parsha is the concept of free will versus divine will. Right up front, we learn that Balaam informs Balak that he can only speak what Hashem puts in his mouth, but evidently the money was too good, so he keeps trying to get around it. Sound familiar? Our sages, Nachmanides and Ibn Ezra, debate how prophecy works here. Is Balaam a true prophet or a divine puppet? Either way, he's not in charge. The Talmud in Parshat 7a reminds us everything is in the hands of heaven except the fear of heaven. Obviously, some of the Israelites weren't as impressed as all those who came after this attempt at cursing the nation of Hashem. What did they do? After all those failed curses, Israel defeats itself through moral corruption. Balaam's final advice, according to later Midrash, was, you can't curse them, but you can get them to sin. And perhaps that accomplished much more than what Balak and Balaam had expected. And it worked. Cue divine anger and a plague. Balaam stands as the anti-Moshe. Both are prophets, but one speaks truth from humility. The other twists truth for hire. Judaism isn't just monotheism, it's moral monotheism. That's what Balaam nor his boss, King Balak, couldn't understand. I'd like to close this episode with some questions. Why does Source speak to a non-Israelite prophet? What does that say about divine communication and chosenness? Is Balaam a villain, a tragic antihero, or just a spiritually conflicted opportunist? How do we handle outside threats versus internal ones? And finally, if a donkey can speak truth, who are we to ignore the unexpected voices in our own lives? Let your thoughts on these questions be known in the comments section of this video or written study. Thank you for staying to the end of this episode. Please like, subscribe, and share. All my videos and teachings can be found online on Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Substack, and Blogger. Until next time, this is Shmuel ben Shlomi wishing you a very happy and Shabbat Shalom.